David Benavidez is fighting Anthony Yarde in November. Now, who's going to win this fight? Well, if we're talking about who's going to win this fight, let's take a look at the latest performances in which David Benavidez fought Alexander Voistek, in which David Benavidez started off very fast, landed some great combinations, completely outlanded Alexander Voistek, and David Benavidez won by decision.
David, el monstruo!
After this, David Benavidez went on to fight David Morrell, in which both started off great, both went back and forth, both landed some great shots, until David Morrell dropped David Benavidez in round 11.
High output fight that we used to see from Benavidez.
But it wasn't really a drop. David Benavidez just fell off balance, but it didn't matter because David Benavidez won by decision.
David, el monstruo!
Now let's take a look at Anthony Yarde's latest performances, in which he fought Ralph Vilkans, in which Anthony Yarde started off great, dropped Ralph's in round 1.
And gold, Vilkans.
Anthony Yarde took control of the whole entire fight, and Anthony Yarde won by decision. And after this, Anthony Yarde went on to fight Lyndon Arthur for a third time, in which both started off very fast, both had their moments in this fight, but Anthony Yarde outlanded Lyndon Arthur, and Anthony Yarde won by decision.
Now, this fight being confirmed is definitely a step down in competition for David Benavidez compared to that Callum Smith fight that was supposed to happen, since Callum Smith is a much better opponent for David Benavidez, and that fight would have meant a lot more for both men and for the entire division, because the winner of that would have most likely got the winner of Dimitri Bivol versus Archer Better BF. But anyways, David Benavidez defending his WBC title against Anthony Yarde isn't such a bad fight, because Anthony Yarde is a pretty respectable opponent, and we have to give David Benavidez a lot of respect, because David Benavidez wants all the hardest fights possible. He's not ducking Callum Smith, unlike Canelo's pussy ass. But anyways, if we take a look at Anthony Yarde, we'll see that he stands with a record of 27 wins with 24 knockouts, and he has 3 losses, getting finished twice. Now, both men have had a fight this year, which is good, but Anthony Yarde is the older fighter, and he hasn't fought the level of opponents that David Benavidez has fought. And yes, this is going to be David Benavidez' third fight at light heavyweight, but he has shown to have what it takes to be able to hang in there even with the biggest guys possible. So I believe we are set to see David Benavidez cause big problems for Anthony Yarde. I believe David Benavidez is going to dominate and push Anthony Yarde around. And although Anthony Yarde is a tough fighter, we've seen that when he went up in competition to fight Archer Better BF, not only did he lose, but he got finished. And David Benavidez is somebody who can do crazy damage. He has a tight guard that's hard to break. So when Anthony Yarde does look towards closing the range, and when he decides to put some shots together, David Benavidez will be right in front of him, blocking and countering with some big shots. And when it's David Benavidez' turn to put the pressure on, his speed and power is going to be way too much for Anthony Yarde. So once again, I got David Benavidez dominating and winning this fight.